Alrighty, so today I am reviewing a new kit on the block in the custom torch or custom flashlight world, and the brand is called FireArc. Okay, the maker is a gentleman, Alexander, from the Czech Republic, and so what I received in my package was this very nice box with foam inside it. So the FireArc was sitting in there like that. The Nebula. This is called the Nebula. So the Nebula was sitting in there like that. And he sent me two spare O-rings, one glow ring and one non-glow O-ring. And it comes with a glow O-ring in there, which is really cool, glows for quite a while. So first and foremost, the packaging was awesome. Now I might just say that this was named Nebula by a good friend of mine, Jacob. So shout out to Jacob Dockray, who is very active on the custom torch communities, and he actually named this because I believe he may have been the first ever person to purchase a Nebula. So so far, Alex from FireArc, who founded FireArc, has built and created the Pulsar, which is an 18350 version, and now the Nebula, which is the 14500 version. So we'll just look at the card first. So the card comes FireArc Custom Flashlight, signed by Alex, date of when it was built. Now, driver, Convoy, 1.5 amp driver. So this is a dual fuel driver, and I intentionally asked for that. Now, it's a Nietzsche 519A 4500K, and the model name is Nebula. Okay, so the reason I asked for the Convoy driver, because you can request an H17F. And I have a lot of experience with H17F drivers. They are brilliant, brilliant drivers. The reason I asked for the Convoy driver is because, and I'll just show you it, so that's it there. The reason I asked for that, guys, is because I love, when I take my lights away with me, I don't like to take rechargeable batteries and chargers, okay? So I recently went on a trip to far north Queensland, to croc country, and saw a lot of crocs and saw a lot of really wild Australia areas, which was just absolutely beautiful. And it's not like they don't have electricity up there. They've got plenty of electricity up there. But it's less of a concern when I can just take a packet of these, which are Energizer Ultimate Lithiums. So they're still lithium batteries, but they're only 1.5 volts and they're single use. Once they're depleted, you throw them out. The benefit of the Energizer Ultimate over the Duracell or the standard alkaline batteries is that these will never leak. So they will never accidentally leak and destroy your electronics. Also, you can leave them in the light for as long as you need and pick it up and use it, and it's always going to be used. Whereas if you leave a standard alkaline in the battery in the light for 6 weeks or whatever without using it, there's a chance it'll leak. And when it leaks the acid all over that driver there, your driver's destroyed. So when I'm home in the suburban areas, I use just any rechargeable battery because I've got plenty rechargeable 14500s. But the reason I chose the Convoy 1.5 amp driver is because I wanted the option to use a lithium ultimate energizer battery so I can take this guy away with me. Okay, so this works absolutely fine. So it has a little bit less power because it's a 1.5 volt instead of a 3.6 or a 3.7 volt. So it's going to have a little bit less power, but at nighttime, it is absolutely fine. I mean, I'll turn the light off, the only light that I've got off in here. That's plenty of light, okay? And even on low, that's plenty of light, right? Plenty of light. And then medium, and then high. I mean, that's not nothing. So, and that's with a 1.5 volt battery. And there's the glow there. Really, really nice glow. So that's the reason why I chose the Convoy driver. But I want to be clear, you can request an H17F driver, okay, or H17FX driver, which is, you know, the golden standard for drivers these days, really. I mean, a lot of people like them. For me, I do like them, but I like a simple driver as well. Not that the Convoy is simple. The Convoy is also very programmable, but you know, like a standard low, medium, and high driver for me is absolutely fine. Like FocusWorks or Okluma DC0, you know, like low, medium, and high, bang. Oh, I love it. Good to go. Okay, so a little bit about this light. So firstly, the machining is done, I believe, in Germany, Alex told me. So Alex is an engineer. He designs these lights, and then he gets them machined in Germany, and then I believe he said the pills are machined locally. And then he puts everything together. So he assembles it all. So he will source the clips. He will source the McClicky switches. So it's got a McClicky operated, right? He will source the boots. I put my own boot in this. It just came with a standard black rubber boot, but I put my Dawson Machine Craft glow boot because I really like them. He'll source the O-rings. He'll source the sapphire glass. So this is sapphire lens. This is not just glass, it's sapphire. So everything that you see here, Alex has gone and sourced himself and then assembled. So he does all the soldering and all that sort of stuff. He puts it all together, but he designs these as well. So this was his design. And when so Jacob got the first one, and I was as soon as I heard about it and saw photos of it and saw him, you know, using it and stuff, I thought, damn, I got to get myself one of these. Now, why did I think that? Damn, I got to get myself one of these. Well, the combination of a head that can house an MCR20 or MCR20S reflector combined with a host that is thin enough to hold a 14500 battery is, in my opinion, a phenomenal mixture. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe this may be the first 14500 host that has housed a head that can take an MCR20 or MCR20S reflector. Because I believe Don from McGizmo has the MCR18 in his Haiku. And then the next one up would be the Mahi, I'm not sure how to say it, which is, I think, 27, MCR 27. So it's much larger. So now the size of this is very, very pocketable. I mean, it's brilliant. You know, it's not too big. It's not too small. The pocket clip sits on the smooth body, which means the pocketing experience is brilliant. We've got just 3 little machined lines in the head and then 3 little machined lines in the body here, but they don't affect the pocketing experience whatsoever. The machining that's done is brilliant. I really, really like the crenulations that are cut out into the bezel as well. They look really, really nice. And do they help you see if it's on? They do as well, which is really cool. It does tail stand, no problem at all. And this, Alex told me that this shine is straight out of the machine. So this is a machine finish light. This had no, you know, extra anything. It's just machine finish. And I've put my own polished McGizmo clip on it because I just thought that suited it really, really well. Alex had run out of his Nebula clips, and so he'll send me one whenever he gets a chance. But I thought I'll just chuck this one on for now. Let's go into how tall it is first. So we've got about 10.5 centimeters from head to tail, which is very, very nice for an everyday carry light. And then the face of it, we've got 2.5 centimeters from the outside to the outside. And then the body tapers. So let's go the thinnest part of the body, which is roughly 1.7 centimeters. And then the thickest part of the body right before the neck, which is roughly 2 centimeters. So the taper is brilliant. That subtle taper from the neck down to the tail is brilliant. And then obviously the flared out tail is gorgeous. It's what you want in a light. You know, you don't really want there to be no flare if you've got a thicker head. So the exception to that rule would be the Okluma DC0. So I've got the Okluma DC0 right here. It's a little bit shorter, much thinner, probably the most compact 14500 going around, except for the Mini Arc, which is even more compact than that. But this is the most compact 14500 custom that houses a McClicky switch, because I think the Mini Arc, because of how compact it is, it actually houses a reverse clicky, whereas this is a forward clicky. put them together. Now we'll put together next to it a Raylight LAN apple. This is my favorite zirconium LAN apple, which is my bedside light. It's absolutely gorgeous and filled with tritium, and it's just absolutely beautiful. I love it very much. And then we've got a FocusWorks. So FocusWorks F2. So what I want you to notice is that with the Okluma DC0, it's the same with all the way up and down. Now, if the Okluma DC0 had a thicker head here, it would be probably weird to not have a thicker tail cap or tail to kind of offset the thicker head. But because it's one width all the way down, that's why it's so brilliant, I guess. But that can't house an MCR20 or MCR20S. You know, this houses a Raylight reflector at best. Otherwise, you got the optics. And you know, this is for a completely different use. So I'm not saying that the Okluma DC0 should have a bigger head, because that would render it ridiculous. I think the Okluma DC0 is one of the, if not the best, light 14500 going around. In fact, spoiler alert, I'm actually getting this tattooed to me tomorrow, so I'm very excited about that. So and then the FocusWorks, as you can see, it's got a larger head here, but also it's offset by a larger tail here. So, and then the same with the LAN apple. So the LAN apple here, it's got a very thin body, thicker head, thicker tail, and that works, right? And so all I'm saying is that the thick head, the large head that this light needs to house this beautiful reflector, which gives it such a gorgeous beam profile, is it's offset, or it helps to have a thicker tapered tail, which it does, and it just fits so nice in the hand. So the way I use this light is I'll normally click it on with my thumb, and then once I've got the output that I want, I'll then kind of hold it like pen light, or even hold it back here just while I'm working or doing whatever I'm doing. Now, the MCR20 with a brass reflector and a 519A 4500K emitter, which is what I have housed in this head, is, in my opinion, one of the best everyday carry beams you can get, because as you can see, and as you'll see in the night shots, you've got a great hotspot with a very generous amount of light falling into the spill area here, falling into the bleeding or the corona around the hotspot, and then also falling into the spill. And I'll just put it on high as well so you can see. So there's a lot of light coming into the spill, and then the bleeding, and then obviously the hotspot. All right. So as you'll see in the night shots, when we cut to the night shots, it's a very, very useful light for that. If anyone is going to reach out to Alex and say, hey, I want a nebula, if you want a sharp, like a pinpoint hotspot, then ask for a different emitter. Because if you get the domed 519A, you are going to get a really nice everyday carry beam. Now, when I say everyday carry beam, what I mean is a beam that is useful, is like an all-round useful light. Meaning you don't have a pinpoint hotspot that throws very far, but then bugger all light in the spill, because that really is just a thrower after all. Whereas this light is, it gives a generous amount. I mean, look at the size of that hotspot just when I move the light away from the mat. It gives a generous amount of light in the hotspot, but then as you'll see in the night shots, which we'll cut to in a sec, there is so much light in the spill that this light is just crazy useful for everyday carry uses. So my recommendation, that if anybody wants a nebula for everyday carry, just practical uses, I would ask for the Nietzsche 519A domed. You can get whatever color temperature you want, with the MCR20 reflector with the brass centering. That gives, in my opinion, the best beam. If you get the MCR20S, then the hole's a little bit bigger. You'll need a centering ring, and you'll have probably a slightly more pinpointed hotspot, slightly. But that's my experience, that the MCR20 with the brass centering ring and the 519A domed emitter makes for a phenomenal, just a phenomenal beam. I mean, it's flawless. Just check that out. It's absolutely flawless. It's so useful. It's crazy. All right, so the nebula comes in with the battery included at 108.62 grams. All right, so not too heavy, not too light. You'll notice it in your pocket, but it's strong, hardcore titanium. Very strong, very durable. All right, so I have rambled enough. Let's go outside and see how this does at the night shots in my backyard, and then we'll finish the video there. All right. Oh, I will put information about how to contact Alex and FireArc in the description below. All right, see ya. All right, here we have the Nebula. So sorry for the backyard night shots at the moment. I'm still dealing with a bit of a back injury, but I actually feel like the backyard is a great place to showcase the Nebulas. Well, the current setup that I've got in the Nebula is a phenomenal everyday carry light, because I've got a 4500K 519A with an MCR20 with a brass, so MCR20 reflector with a brass centering, and it just really is phenomenal. So this is on low. So as you can see, you've got the hotspot. It is shrouded, or it is surrounded by a nice corona, and then you've got the spill. But watch happens when I step up just to medium. So that is one of the most perfect everyday carry beams that you can really ask for. You've got a designated hotspot, but there is heaps and heaps of light in the spill. And in the camera, when I'm looking at it in the camera, it actually looks like the hotspot is more defined than what it really is in real life. It just kind of looks like a big set of light, a big circle of light. Okay, so now watch happens when I go on high. So that's high, and this is with a lithium ion battery, not with a lithium energizer or an alkaline, but it is dual fuel. And what more could you want in an everyday carry light? So again, just perfect for seeing, for a wide vision of light. But the hotspot, it's got enough candela with the reflector and the hotspot to get a fair distance on high. This light is what I've found to be an extremely useful light. So again, just on low, an extremely useful light for everything that I need to do, whether it's around the house or whether it's outside. Because around the house I use it on low or sometimes medium, never high around the house, there's just no need. But then outside, again, you know, up the tree, high, gives you a phenomenal reach, but an enormous hotspot, because I believe a domed 519A mixed in with an MCR20 or MCR20S with the right centering is a really great match for an everyday carry beam. So there it is there. It's a really, really nice light, guys. I'm a big fan of Alex's work, and really looking forward to seeing what he's going to do next. And check that out. That's a glow O-ring that he gives you on the outside to secure the sapphire lens, which is phenomenal. So what I'll do is we'll go inside. Hang on a sec. So now being inside in the kitchen, you can see that this is on low, the lowest output, and it's very, very, very useful for, this is one of my doggos, for a just around the house light, and then bumping it up to medium, you just don't need more than that. High is overkill inside with this light. So it's a brilliant indoor and outdoor light. I love it. I'm really a fan of it, and it's been an amazing, just awesome EDC light. And again, there is the glow ring. So FireArc from Alex. Thanks very much, mate. And I will not be your last customer. See you.